Online? Yeah, should work. That's a good start. Are we online? That's great. So hello and welcome everybody to this transatlantic pitch event we set up together. So today we will have 8 teams pitching from across the ocean, so from the US and from Germany. This event is hosted by the Startup Incubator Berlin. My name is Marvin. I'm the head of the Startup Incubator Berlin. But this only came through because of the talk from the DWIH New York, who are really supporting us, and of course by our U.S.A. University Alliance. And so with the help of Patricia, we'll say in a few seconds a little bit more about our partners, from where all the startups are coming. This was only possible. So Patricia, thank you. We'd like to introduce yourself and say a little bit about your work and the partners we have gathered here today.
Yeah, hi everyone. It's great to see you in person this way. So I'm Patricia. I run the U.A.A. North America office, which is based in New York. And U.A.A. is a network of 7 German universities of applied sciences with strong entrepreneurial spirits. And through the North America office, we provide international networking opportunities and connections and support events such as this one today, which pulls together early stage startups from across different German and US university settings and puts them hopefully on a path for deeper connections in the future. So why do we do events like this pitch across the ocean? We think international connections and networks are essential. We can all agree on that. I think the first step may be meeting and learning from each other, which this event contributes to display innovation landscapes and topics across the ocean, in this case, to get a chance to work with my colleagues from both sides of the Atlantic, I admit. So this is great. And back to the first point, yeah, we do this to bring people and the institutions together. And I encourage everyone here today in this big set of people to make use of this coalition of partners, to get in touch, to stay in touch for connections and hopefully for future projects. We can't wait to host you in Europe or in the United States. My thanks also goes to the German Center for Research and Innovation here in New York for supporting this event, and to every partner institution here today. We have Drexel University with this closed school for entrepreneurship with Chuck Sacco. We have Penn State University with 2 teams, and here today with us on the screen is Jamie Darnell. And the University of Pittsburgh, who has always been supporting us with this as well. Here today is Brandon Barber. And my own universities, the Berlin School of Economics and Law with the Startup Incubator Berlin with Marvin and his fabulous team. Thanks, Stefan, for everything. And the FH Münster University of Applied Sciences and their Startup Incubator, or their incubator, the TAFH. And the Strascheg Center for Entrepreneurship, located at Hochschule München, Munich University of Applied Sciences. And here today on the screen is Pavlina Vucevic from that center. Then a broad range of judges, one from each of the ecosystems, and I believe Marvin will introduce them too. We will get a chance to learn a little more about everyone here later while the jury is deliberating on the best teams, and we take it from there. But for now, thank you again to the Startup Incubator, and good luck to all teams.
Great. So, and our mission today is to select 2 teams who will go across the ocean. And it's actually the 3rd time we are having this transatlantic competition, but for the last 2 years, only a team of Berlin, or Germany. So first it was only teams from the Startup Incubator Berlin going to to the US, participating in the STEP U.S.A. program. Patricia can maybe like tell a bit more about this later. But this time we opened like the network, and so I'm so happy that like we have like more transatlantic partners who like each of them were like nominating like 1 to 2 teams who are taking part in that competition. So even though we are hosting this, there might be the chance that not like a team from Startup Incubator Berlin or from us will go and take part in that journey and take part in the STEP U.S.A. program. So, but that's fine. So, like we are competitive enough for that. So I'm really looking forward to that. So what's in? So like I mean today, like our judges will decide like one team from Germany and one team from the US who like go across the ocean. That's why we named it like that. So the team from Germany, the selected team will have the chance to take part in the STEP U.S.A. program in New York. And the team from the US is highly welcome and will get like 3 tickets to take part or like to participate in the Bits Pretzels conference in Munich, which is like really close or like during the Oktoberfest. So therefore, and also I hope that you also make a stop in Berlin and visit us here. But that's a great occasion to come to Germany and experience like this whole madness at Oktoberfest and be like part of like one of the greatest and biggest startup conferences in Germany. So in order to help us with that selection, each of our partner institutions were asked to select one pitch. So like, and that's like from Penn State University, it's like Beatrice Sirakaya. I tried this, like I practiced this, but of course it's not working. Sorry for that. She's a biotech consultant, entrepreneurship professor, and also a startup mentor. So that's great. From HWO Berlin. So like we have a close relationship with the Business Angel Club Berlin Brandenburg. So therefore, Leonora Strasser is helping us identifying one of the teams going like across the ocean. She's a medical doctor, a health tech founder, and as being part of the Business Angel Club Berlin Brandenburg, also of course a business angel. University of Pittsburgh. There we have like Brandon Barber. He's a design engineer, educator, and a digital fabrication expert. So also there are lots of experience with startups. Drexel University, you have nominated Vladislav Pavlov. He is a startup scout, accelerator builder, and a business development strategist. So also there, great competence in order to select the startup, one of the startups going across the ocean. FH Münster, I sent Jan-Philipp Pepperho. He's an open innovation researcher and a corporate innovation advisor. Also there, lots of startup expertise and representing the Munich University of Applied Science is Ian Salzer. Actually, he is from New York, and Ian we know us quite well, so I'm really happy to see you here and meet you. We have a call on Friday, by the way. He is an early stage investor with the background in the streaming industry and a global startup advisor. Also there, also with the affiliation to the New York Business Angels, lots of startup expertise. So thanks a lot for that. We had like one regarding the startups who are like taking part in that competition now. So like we had like some criteria. So like one is like all of the startups have like at least a background or like the core of their business model is AI. So I guess that's everything what is like about at the moment. And also like early stage. And then it's always the question how you define early stage. So like none of the startups has raised significant funds. So like we support as the Startup Incubator Berlin, our teams with a scholarship that's equity free, helping the entrepreneurs focusing on their business, but also like everything regarding like friends, foods, and family funding. That's like the ground level to have like at least like an equal starting point. So And with that, so like we are 5 minutes early to start, which is great. First team starting that here is wardrobe-wise. One remark, each team has like 5 minutes to pitch. I have like an awesome watch, which I will then adjust to 5 minutes. And after that, it will like beeping. You will might have like 1 or 2 sentences more, but after that, I will like make a hard cut there. So our jury has like 5 minutes to ask questions, or whatever what might be on their in the interest. And how this competition works is that we have like a rubric. All of the judges will do a voting right after each pitch. So you will have like a short advertising break at the end while we go to into a deliberation, and the team from each side with the most points will be the ones like going across the ocean. So far for that. So like first team, I hope you're here. We already like saw you, is WildWise from Penn State University. And WildWise is an AI-powered fashion tech tool that helps business professionals manage their wardrobe and style their outfits. That's like really interesting. So and I would like to ask that you share your screen. Then I will set the timer. Once you start like talking, we set up everything. So like, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna share my screen now.
Right, great. So is that working? Yeah. Great. So like once you start talking, I start the timer.
All right. So shall we begin?
Yes, ready when you are.
Hello everyone, I'm Rutvik Kotrala and our project is WardrobeWise. Our mission is to empower busy professionals with confidence by transforming daily dressing into a seamless and inspiring experience. So picture this, a 29-year-old working professional in NYC working 50 hours per week. He has to give 4 presentations per week. And he also shops regularly at Macy's and Loft. But the problem here is he doesn't have a good fashion sense, nor does he have the time. And this is failing him big time at work. So we have introduced him to WardrobeWise, an AI-powered wardrobe organizing app that lets you upload your entire wardrobe within minutes, even from a messy wardrobe image, and effortlessly curates personalized outfits tailored to your schedule. So let's talk about the sauce of WardrobeWise. So WardrobeWise takes into account the weather conditions and curates outfits according to the occasion. By integrating into your personal calendar, we know what you're going to do for the week, and we are going to tell you what you're going to wear to stand out. So let's look at our competitor, A Closet, and see whether it's really, but let's see how easy or let's see how difficult it is to even get started with A Closet. So it's not able to, individually take outfits from this messy wardrobe image. It asks you to individually take pictures of every single piece of clothing, which is really tiresome. And this is a real problem. It would, on an average, take you 120 minutes to even get started. And 40% of all the negative reviews are based on this hassle. And it's leading to $85 million revenue loss. So here's how WardrobeWise fixes this issue. You don't have to take individual pictures of every single piece of clothing. Just post this messy wardrobe image and WardrobeWise will do the rest. It will individualize every single piece of clothing from even a messy wardrobe image, and it's ready to start curating your outfits. And this is our unique selling point. We bring down the onboarding time from 2 hours to mere 3 minutes. Talking about our consumer retention strategies, the personal calendar feature brings in users every single day to see what outfits we have curated for them. The in-app shopping feature also lets them fill in the gaps in their wardrobe by purchasing from their favorite brands and keeping themselves in style. The social media integration feature also lets you share your outfit suggestions, outfit ideas with your friends. And these features keep us ahead of our competition. The automatic wardrobe upload feature and the personal calendar integration are novel in this industry. And the social media integration feature is also something that puts us ahead. Looking at the market, it started off with $630 million in 2023, and it's bound to skyrocket to $8.2 million USD in 2031, showing an impressive growth rate of 33%. And our revenue model is based on three ways. And we first receive 10% affiliate commissions when our users purchase products from their favorite brands, and the service fee is going to be $1 to $4 when they make in-app purchases. The working professionals can also make full use of WardrobeWise by becoming our monthly subscriber for $20 USD. And development cost, it is going to cost us $99 USD to deploy on App Store, $25 to deploy on Play Store, and we are also aiming to hire a small freelance team to deploy our AI model and work on our UI for $20,000 USD. And talking about our growth and progress, we talked to 10 plus businesses to sell off our USP, the automatic wardrobe upload feature, back in October. But we pivoted from B2B to direct to consumers to package our entire product into an app. So we did extensive consumer research on 50 plus people at Penn State University Park campus. And we understood their pain points, and we created our first prototype on March 25 that you saw in the earlier slide. And we are on track to deploy our first functioning app by early July 2025. And we are WardrobeWise. Starting off as a small classroom project, all our team members in our respective departments worked seamlessly to work on this wonderful product that is going to revolutionize the way people dress themselves in 2025. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. That was ahead of the time. So, but this gives you like more space for questions by the judges. So, like, please, first just start.
Should we raise our hands, or how do you want to do it?
Just start talking.
Okay, sorry, just getting used to that. So the app suggests if an item is missing or you should have an extra sweater, the app suggests you to buy it from a special source. Is that how you do it?
Yes. So the in-app shopping integration lets you see if you're in track with the latest fashion trends, if there are any new outfits that any celebrity or general public is wearing regularly nowadays, then it suggests you, just like how Google suggests, it suggests you outfit suggestions complete top to bottom to purchase from their favorite brands, if at all it isn't in their wardrobe. If it is in their wardrobe, it would make sure to cross match the top and bottom so that they could, make sure they are wearing the perfect color palettes for their top and bottom.
Ladislav, you've raised your hand, so just go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, I mean, you have a very, I think you have a very good technology there. How do you plan to acquire those customers, given that you're a small startup and typically B2C, you need either a very, very good marketing strategy or a lot of capital behind you to do marketing ads?
Yes, that's a good question. I removed few slides because of the time constraint. We had a really good marketing team. Two of our team members were solely based on designing the market and getting the first few customers in. So our phase one of marketing was to go in person, do some organic pain point research and document everything, and to post it organically on social media like Instagram and TikTok. And the phase two is to collaborate with the fashion influencers. Once we are simultaneously working on building our organic brand from phase one, in phase two, we would collaborate with influencers because people trust influencers. If we are able to gain the trust of the influencers, we can gain into the trust of the users. That way, we would want to bring in our first users.
Right, time for one last quick question. Somebody?
curious about, so you did ask over 50 customers. So what did you find out what the ideal age group is or the ideal professional level?
So the ideal age group is usually 18 to 35, mainly people who have just come into the workforce. They are really busy, and also people who first, they shop a lot. Our consumer persona is they shop a lot. They work in big tech. They don't have much time. They don't have good fashion sense. So because we work as their personal stylist, because on an average, even if a person decides 30 minutes on what outfit to wear every single day, we are going to save them at least a week, whole weeks of time for the entire year. Usually people spend a lot more than half an hour designing their outfits on shopping apps. So that's going to save them more time than a week when it's used regularly for an entire year. So it is for busy working professionals who shop a lot and don't have much time.
Great. Thank you so much. So like one remark for the judges. So like please now fill out the first survey, online surveys in order to make like your assessment. And in between, let's put on stage and then like the first startup from Germany, which is Kobe. Kobe is nominated by the Munich University of Applied Science. Kobe is a digital companion for children with chronic illness and their caregivers. So it's a coach, a friend, and a community. So where is Kobe? So David, you're here. That's great.
Hello, I'm here. 1 second, I want to share my screen.
I'll take your time. We maybe like need a few more seconds now to make
Yes.
the assessment for the judges.
Sure.
All good. Start sharing. Start sharing your screen. Set everything up.
I have to find the right one.
All good.
Good. You see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Perfect.
So all the judges have.
Yes. No, don't want to make any pressure on anyone. Just tell me when you're ready, and then we can start.
I guess it is fine. David, so like I will start the timer once you start talking. And then from then on, you have again like everybody 5 minutes.
Perfect. Then, hello everyone. I'm David from Kobe, the Coping Buddy, where we build emotional tech for children with life-altering health conditions and their families. This is Sam. Sam is 9 years old and he loves reading science fiction books. But one day he realizes that it gets really hard to read in between the lines. Also in class, he suddenly recognizes things always with more difficulty from the board. From one doctor, he gets to another, and at the end, it ends with a devastating diagnosis. A degenerative, incurable genetic eye disease. How it will progress, no one knows, but what is sure is that he will lose a lot of eyesight. This is a problem that, in general, speaking about chronic health conditions, affects over 1.8 million families in Germany. Parents are desperately looking for solutions to help their children, but they lack the knowledge, the expertise, and the time to really assess them in all the challenges they face day to day, while children struggle to adapt to daily situations, also with social stigmatism and loneliness, since seldomly someone in the nearest family has something similar in terms of the disease. To solve this problem, we're building Kobe. Kobe is an AI-powered high-tech plush toy for children with these problems. It consists of 4 elements: a plush toy, an app that's also there for the parents, a community to connect families with similar problems and conditions, and local AI models that deliver the highest standards in terms of data security and data privacy. So how does Kobe work? When Sam can't read from his books, Kobe teaches him how to use a tablet as a magnifier. If at home there is problems in the family and disruption, Kobe helps Sam to be emotionally resilient and to cope with his problems. At night, when thoughts storm Sam's mind, Kobe helps him by telling him good night stories. The market is really big. In Germany alone, in the first target group that we're targeting from 4 to 12, we have 160,000 families with this problem. Worldwide, it's over 130,000 million families dealing with this. And I'm only talking about the children without including now the broader spectrum. That's X3 if you include parents and siblings. In terms of our competition, we are aiming to create a new category in between health and entertainment, because that's the way how you have to approach these children. And there's nothing on the market that's similar. All the DIGA programs or healthcare apps are targeted for elderly people or for adults, and they are not really entertaining. They're more like controlling. And everything that's in the childhood market is really more about entertainment and distraction or education. We are filling a new gap in between, being helpful beyond entertainment. Our revenue streams and how we make money in this company are three things. First of all, we have an app with a subscription model where you get also additional functionalities for the plush toy. That's the second revenue stream, our high-tech product that we will bring on the market. And on top, we are planning on developing a platform. So Kobe will be the entry point where we will have third-party provider content of the healthcare system, mainly of accessibility tools that you can use together with Kobe, like, for example, diabetes measuring tools. So who are the people that really we target with this product? Kids use it, parents buy it and trust it, and experts recommend it, because for all of these three groups, Kobe brings tremendous benefits. Also for doctors that now have a follow-up when they give a diagnosis where they can not deliver a treatment upon it. And with these people, we are working closely together. So first of all, we have in our office every week children coming in and testing Kobe, and we're learning a lot from them, why they like, how the AI has to interact with them. We're working closely together with the most renowned child clinic of Munich, the Haunische Kinderklinik, where we have a co-creation team set up together with them and are planning our first clinical study by the beginning of next year, and also applying for funding programs together. Also, we're working with different partners in terms of development for plush toy, for robots, and for mechatronic. And we have over 170K non-equity funding acquired through different programs in Germany. I see the time, we're at the 5 minutes, so I will go a bit faster from here. Our marketing is set up, so Kobe will be bought not because we sell apps, but because we have a strong community that trusts our brand. And we have an amazing team together with really all competences from AI engineering to robotic and software engineering. And Kobe could acquire already 2 awards. Yesterday, we got to be top 10 in the Bayerischer Businessplan-Wettbewerb in Munich. And it's a story that comes really from heart, as you notice, because there's a Sam boy that I show you. It's actually me. I'm visually impaired and I got diagnosed when I was a child. I would like to have a Kobe, or I would have loved to have one then. Now I will develop one for everyone that gets diagnosed now. Now for the next steps, we're finalizing the MVP. We're starting with a clinical study. We will launch a crowdfunding by the beginning of next year, and we would love to get to New York, expand our ecosystem, learn from the AI knowledge you have there, and also get nearer to the investor ecosystem, because it's way, way more bigger than it is here in Germany. And we would love to get in touch there and help us, that no kid like Sam has to go alone through something like this.
Thank you, David. I set the timer to 3 minutes. Our to have the session for the judges.
Thank you. Thank you.
For Q&A. Is there already like one question?
Yeah, I have a question. Two-part question. One is, how do you plan to, I guess, build parents' trust enough to purchase and trust their children with this tool? And then secondly, can you talk about details of how you plan to validate the efficacy of this in terms of, you know, the outcomes?
Absolutely. Two super good questions. To the first one, that's why we're working so close with the clinic. So we will build real trust by working with the highest experts and psychosocial teams there are in Germany. And also, that's the first thing, like that also comes into the question of validation. That's why we're doing the clinical study. We are starting in oncology and diabetes kids. And that's how we want to build trust with the parents. Now, to the question, would parents really trust it? I have to say our first experiences is that if you're a parent of a child with a chronic health condition, they come with diabetes and autism, they love it. Like the children are super engaged in Kobe, and for the parents, it's a real relief to see that there is something that the children open up to and that they can interact with and talk about these problems. So even though many judges always ask us for data security, the actual fact is that the people that have the problem never ask us that question because the problem is so big for them that they are desperately looking for a solution. And that's really the experience that we made. And for sure, we're working closely together to them to really ensure that the AI gives the best possible recommendations it just can.
Great. Somebody else have another question.
I just have a quick question. Do you have any concerns about the materials of the plush toy?
Generally, we're working with really high quality plush toy partners, Concords. They make, for example, the Sorgenfresser. They are experts also in certification and CE certification. So we are working there really with really good products. We also will entitle DIN EN 71E so that it really serves the highest standards that we have here in Germany. Even though for broader production, we're also looking into China for sure. But the product that we will deliver will be extremely child safety like, and it will be from age 3 plus.
Thank you.
David, do you have any knowledge about getting the licenses and approvals on the US market?
No, but I would love to learn about that. Actually, I would love to learn about that. No knowledge at all in the US market yet.
Okay, cool. I might be able to make some recommendations.
Cool, thank you.
Great. So like, and even so like one thing I was like not stating, thank you, David. I was not stating at the beginning. I mean, like, of course, that's like a competition and we can only send like one team across the ocean. But if you like already here, like making some valuable connections, please follow up afterwards. So like that's also like a great benefit to make like new connections. So I highly appreciate that. One remark for the judges. Vladislav, you were not like voting on the last teams. Like, I don't know if you know, I hope you have the links. So therefore, I kindly ask you to do like your voting for DWIH. And also like, please, everybody else, like just do the voting for Kobe with the link. That's for everybody else that worked like really, really well. And in the meantime, I like to introduce the Raptor Defense Company from Drexel University. They are building a robotic system to support better decision-making and safety in military operations. So that's an interesting topic. Nick, you are...
Yes, can you hear me? Everything good?
We can hear you, but I cannot see you whatsoever. Let's ask for it. All right.
Is there anything I need to do on my end, or can you see the pitch or no?
I can see it.
Yeah, you can see that. Nick, there you are. Put you into spotlight. I'll wait first 1 second in order to give me like one checkup. That is live. So like otherwise there is no voting from you. So that's also like a voting. And everybody else have made their votes for Kobe AI. So if you like to start, I can start the timer. 5 minutes for you, like for the others. And we're like really keen on hearing what you are building.
Of course. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Nick DeChristopher. I am the Chief Financial Officer of the Raptor Defense Company, and we are a military robotics startup out of Drexel University. So the problem that we're trying to solve is, as you can see on the right side of the screen, there's a soldier walking at the dead of night. He can't see, but he sees that there's signs that there's mines around him. He has 2 miles to go until he's back at his base, and he's just praying with his fingers crossed that he gets back safely. And one thing that we all know is autonomous systems will define the next generation of warfare. This is something that we are actively seeing in the Ukraine and Russian war. And ultimately, what these autonomous systems will do is they will reduce risk, cost, and casualties. Because imagine if that soldier had an autonomous system in front of him leading the way to make sure he'd get back home safely. So what I present to you is the LR2 Trojan unmanned ground vehicle platform. As you can see, this is a rendering on the left side of your screen of our V2 platform. And we actually have a completed prototype of this done already. And what's very unique about this, as I stated earlier, is it is fully autonomous, allowing for one controller to use many of them, while the U.S. Army currently has an issue where it takes 2 controllers for one single unit of a robotic system. Another unique thing about our product is it has a modular payload architecture. So not only can we do stuff such as landmine detection, but we can do surveillance, we can do medevac to help injured person out of the field. We can do logistical transport, and there are many different payload use cases for this. But most notably, something that many other UGV platforms don't include is our AI-powered threat detection. So not only is it going around detecting these landmines with the handheld detector, but it also has AI detection cameras, which will give a certainty on whether how much this is actually a landmine. And at this point, we have it successful up to 99% certainty. And this has been being trained for 2 years now. Some additional features of this platform is it has first-person view capabilities. It is lightweight, so it's easy to transport. It has encryption, so you don't have to worry about security issues. And also it has a very easy user interface that is controlled by a tablet. So I'm going to briefly go through this slide. This is some of the competition in which we recognize. Most notably here would be drones. But the issue that they are seeing with drones for logistical operations is that they have a very short battery life when you add a certain amount of weight to them. Drones currently have about 20 to 30 minutes of battery life alone. Now you start adding more weight with the payloads. This decreases the flight time down to 10 to 20 minutes, which is very hard to do any logistical operation effectively. So now for our market size. We recognize our TAM at $34 billion, and this is what we recognize as the military robotics market globally. Next would be our SAM. We recognize this at $3 billion, and this is how much in 2024 U.S. Army spent on unmanned ground vehicles. Lastly, would be our SOM. We recognize this at $10 million, and this is how much we currently have out pending and in active contracts with the U.S. Army. So now for our market and how we split it up. For our first segment, this would be what I've been talking about this whole time, the U.S. government and its allied forces. Most notably would probably be the U.S. Army would need this unmanned ground vehicle. The second segment would be the partnerships in which we've acquired up to this point. The most notable one would be Minelabs U.S.A. They're the ones that allow us to have these handheld detectors, because one thing we realized on our end, if we're creating these payloads, we can't create the payload technology better than these established companies. So let's partner with them, and then we can both benefit from the successes of the future of autonomy. Then lastly would be our consumer market. We see use cases such as in Amazon warehouses to use this for logistical transport or even for security clearance and such. So let me tell you about the executive team a little bit. Our CEO, Andrew DeLuca, came up with this idea 2 years ago out at Drexel. Up until this day, he has built a team up to 26 members. We have a house that 5 of us live in, and we operate our lab out of the basement actually. So we don't have any cost to have to rent a space. And it allows us all to work together and collaborate and really just have the most time to ideate and innovate together. Additionally, we have some great advisors. We have 3 advisors on our board who actually are active military, and they're the ones that are allowing us to have a lot of this end user experience and really progress this company forward. So for our roadmap, what I want to point out here is up to this date, we have raised $131,000. And just recently, we just got a letter of intent from the Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade for purchasing our product, as well as we just got moved to direct to phase 2 in a BAA contract to the U.S. military for $640,000. And I understand the 5 minutes is coming up, so I might just leave it on this slide for a second so you can see in green what we've completed, yellow what we're working on, and then red what is in the future for us. So thank you. Any questions?
Great. That was also ahead of time. So I will set the timer to 3 minutes. Questions from the Vladislav. You are raising your hand, so please.
Yeah, Nick, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what is the motivation behind doing military tech? Because that's a very niche industry that not a lot of companies are working on. And yeah, do you have like a personal story that you can share?
Yeah, I can actually tell the CEO story, but first, the point would be the U.S. military has a budget of $900 billion, right? So that's a clear market opportunity there. We all know about that. And then additionally, with Germany, I believe, committing an additional, I don't want to get it wrong, but a large sum of funds to increase their military budget. But yeah, so our CEO, Andrew DeLuca, we're all Drexel students, I want to say that, within the company. But he used to live in the Netherlands, and he worked for an aerospace company. And there he really developed his love for, one, robotics, but also military technology. So when he came over to Drexel, he's an electrical engineer. He really just wanted to build robotics systems, as all engineers want to do, within the space that they love. So he decided, you know what, I'm going to try to solve the landmine detection issue and trying to remove soldiers from the field so a rover can autonomously detect these landmines. And from there, he created an MVP and then worked with some professors in the close school and help build this team that we have today. And ultimately, we decided to pivot through some experience that we gained through end users that told us, you know, it would be great if you have a platform that can be plug and play and you can do a multitude of different things in the field based off the operation that we need at that time and space. So yeah, that's kind of how the company came to be in the idea.
Thank
Any other
you.
questions? Of course.
Hey Nick, you know, super impressive with what you built. You guys are like really well thought out and strategic for a pretty early stage company. So have you guys taken on any SBIR grants or non-dilutive funding?
Yes. So actually through the close school, we've actually won a $20,000 pitch competition. So that to our 131, let me break that down for you. 100,000 of that has been through angel investors and private investors. And then 31,000 has been through pitch competition. So we actually went out to Las Vegas at the CES conference and won a $10,000 pitch competition out there through X-Tech Live, which is a Army-funded group. And then we've won, as I said, $20,000 through the close school, and then additional $1,500 through the NDIA. But also want to note that we have taken trips to Austin, Texas for a military conference through X-Tech. We got invited. Then also we've gone to the Brave One conference out in Ukraine recently, and that was very beneficial. We got a lot of end user experience through that. So yes, we have $31,000 of non-dilutive funding out of our 130.
Good stuff. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. That was 3 minutes of Q&A. And okay, I already see like the next team. Thank you, Nick. Judges, please do your voting. And the next team is coming in here. So like maybe we take the second eyes. Could you show like a little bit our studio here once they're like entering? So that's a team from HWR. Zilu, yes, please come on stage, more or less. And Zilu is part of our Berlin Startup Scholarship Women Program. And they are building a semantic AI that helps readers to discover books based on moods and premises. So like just not like bestsellers, but also books that truly resonate. So if you want to put your laptop here, that would be great. And then join the call and start sharing your screen so that you see like there. So, hold on back. Alexi, we need to have our lovely background back on. There you are. So, great. I hope judges you fill out the rubric. I will set the timer. I'll leave, let this timer go once to start talking, and I'll leave the stage to you. So,
Amazing.
so whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm starting now. Hello, everybody. I think we're the first team from Berlin today, and we're super excited to introduce Zilu. Zilu is a semantic AI for book discovery. My name is Zahan. I have a background in venture capital and product management. This is my co-founder, Lucy. She has 10 years of experience in software engineering. And we're both avid readers and bring a lot of user empathy to what we're building because we experience the pain points ourselves.
So readers tell us today that discovery is broken and they struggle to find books that are meaningful to them. They tell us about their journeys where they've perhaps finished a book or a TV show or a film, and they want something that hits the same way that one did. They go online looking for inspiration, and instead they just get bestseller lists, whatever is going viral, or books with large marketing budgets. They scroll for 20, 30 minutes and just feel overwhelmed and uninspired. Zilu is different. We put readers back in the driver's seat by allowing them to search by mood, premise, or vibe. Using natural language semantic AI, they can search for books such as books like White Lotus or A Silicon Valley Thriller. So instead of getting what others think is right for them, they get exactly what they're looking for. We're built on top of a multimodal machine learning AI. This means we can see books the same way readers do. We use cover, synopsis, mesh data, and other sentiment. And on top of that, we use a fine-tuned post-query layer. This really gets the heart of the user's intent and understands what they really want and can produce rich results from even the vaguest of queries. So instead of getting what someone else thinks they want, they get exactly what they're looking for. Our competitors, such as Goodreads and Storygraph, focus on the very end of the journey with tracking. We start with discovery, the very beginning. Unlike other ones, we also focus on the global market with visitors in 100 countries, with the US being our largest market.
Yeah. So since live in February 2025, we have been constantly talking to users and gathering feedback from them and iterate our product based on their feedback. Two things we hear from them over and over again is that readers crave a way to search for a feeling, for a mood. And once they find something that resonated with them, they want to connect with other readers who felt the same way. We're growing rapidly. From April to May, we've seen 184% growth in unique visitors and 210% growth in our number of returning users. What's also super exciting is that 50% of our visitors perform at least one search. This is great indication for early product market fit and validation from users that they're getting value out of Zilu. Our growth so far is purely organic. We engage a lot on subreddits about books, and we have built a presence on social media. So once we hit our organic growth targets, we're going to ramp up our paid channels, paid search, paid social, and working with book influencers around the globe. The book market is huge and extremely resilient. So our initial focus is on the English fiction market. The global one is valued at $11 billion. 60% of that is English, and considering a 1% market penetration, this gives us a $67 million market opportunity just in the first few years. Our monetization starts with affiliate sales. So we have two partners, Amazon and bookshop.org, which is based in the United States. By 2026, we're going to introduce direct ebook sales on Zilu. And in the future, we see the monetization opportunity of both our communities as well as data monetization. So by selling search data reports to publishers, production studios who are looking for customer trends. And this way, we also expand our business into the B2B sector. We're here to redefine how we explore media content, starting with books, expanding into movies, TV shows, and beyond. It has been super exciting to bring this vision to life, and the US is our fastest growing market. We'll soon start fundraising from US investors, but not just capital, but also partnerships, insights, and the proximity to the market we're looking for. Thank you so much, and you can now give us a try at zivu.app. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have the time, but that's also like sharp 5 minutes. Thanks. Well, it's like I will reset the timer to 3 minutes. I'm pleased. I'm not really in the picture, so for that. So I'm for that. Please go ahead.
Thanks a lot for an amazing pitch. Well, I'm really interested in understanding a little bit more about your business model. May you clarify, please, how you build the affiliate based revenue model, and who are your possible clients in the sector?
Yes, sure.
What
So
do you charge?
yeah. So the affiliate model is only the starting point of our monetization. And our monetization really evolves as our users evolve. So maybe this gives you a bit more context in terms of how we're thinking about monetization. As our users grow, we're going to introduce direct sales, which fits nicely into the whole reading journey. Once you find something you like, you want to buy it. So we think there is a great opportunity for us to introduce direct sales by selling ebooks on the platform, right? And in year 3, as you can see from the chart, once we hit $300,000 users, we can introduce a paid community feature. So, for example, people can join celebrity book clubs, and they can, do exclusive events with us. And this will also monetize the community and generate even recurring revenues. And then after that, so in year 4, this is the year we look to break even by introducing the data monetization model. So selling search reports. So publishers and production studios, they are always looking for, which book is going to become the next bestseller, and they want to be ahead of the curve. So the search data will be extremely insightful for them, and this is also where our B2B opportunity comes from. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thanks a lot. Sounds very very clear. Did you challenge those numbers in any way with possible clients?
So our users are where we're not selling to B2B customers yet. So this is based on our assumption, and we are, right now focused on user acquisition, because everything depends on getting enough users first on the platform, and then we can do all the cool stuff.
Fine. Okay, cool. Thanks.
So ultimately, you can also order these books then via your app, or you see yourself as a long-term extension to something like Waterstones or Amazon?
Could you please repeat the first part of the question?
Ultimately, could you order
Yes.
these books via your app? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, and right now, because we have affiliation with Amazon and Bookshop.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Great.
What's your key differentiator? And also what makes you defensible against the incumbent LLMs like Anthropic and OpenAI and that whole subset of things?
Yeah, that's a super interesting question. So if you go and search for books there right now, what you'll get are books that are already popular, because that's what they base their recommendations on. So the frequency they see it in the training data. We do not look at the popularity of books, so we can service books that are exactly what the user wants, not what is most commonly seen. Also, our UX is significantly different than a chatbot, which users tell us time and time again is a huge differentiator.
Great. So that was the last question. Thank you so much. Please leave the stage to
Okay.
Great. So judges, again, the drill is like really working well. Do the rubric and your votings. And in the meantime, I would like to introduce Spatial AI. And Spatial AI creates intelligent 3D world models for gaming, digital twins, embroidery AI. And they are expanding what's possible in spatial reasoning. So spatial AI, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here. I hope you can all hear me.
We can hear you.
Nice.
So, would you like to start your speech?
Yes. So I hope you can see my computer right now, my screen.
We can see you, Victoria.
Now.
There is your screen coming up.
Yeah. So yes, actually, thank you for the presentation. Just to make it clear, the description you just read does not correspond to Spatial AI. There is another company, I think, in the United States with a similar description, and the name is very similar. I actually sent you an email.
So then I got the wrong brief.
Don't worry. I will try my best still to explain what we do. Exactly.
That's why you're here. So
exactly. Yeah. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm Victoria Dávalos. I'm going to present you what Spatial AI is. And Spatial AI is about interior architecture in office spaces, and it's about including participants in the design process. So we believe on listening on what users have to say because they already know the answer for design. Now I want to situate you in the architecture and design atmosphere. And if we think about this, what is a smart building? So usually when we think about smart buildings, we're thinking of buildings that are able to produce data through sensors, booking system, wayfinding systems, facade automation, for example. But we usually forget something that's very important, which is users. Without people, there wouldn't be offices, and occupants are the most valuable source of data in the design process. As architects, we don't really look at this information because architecture is not a science, but we can learn so much from people and their usage of spaces. So what Spatial AI does is that we collect information of design parameters in the space, and through ratings and review, we can learn a lot of this. For example, regarding light, temperature, acoustics, and also design features such as desks, chairs, storage system, noise around us. And the thing is, if we think about sensors and the way they produce information, they give us only one aspect of design, which is, for example, how loud it is in the office space. But they don't describe what people hear, and they cannot describe if that's what we're hearing. It's also a disturbance. So people can give us better insights on this. Why is this relevant? We see from research that furniture costs are the second second largest group of the investment of office renovations after construction costs. And through the dashboards that we present with Spatial AI, we can make better decisions, inform design decisions, and also allocate our budgets better when designing office spaces. We know that it's very expensive to design them. We know that usually we tend to look at trends and modern concepts, but we don't really look at what's exactly the problem that we're trying to resolve. By working based on evidence, we can also keep track on employee satisfaction with the office space throughout time and make better decisions. We can understand occupancy and also see how much does unoccupied spaces, how much cost do they produce. The same with users, so we can see how much money we spend when occupants are not satisfied with their office space design. With this information, we can design better spaces. What we want to include still is that we want to recommend specific products and items to the space. So until now, we're able to produce the data, to work with this data, and give recommendations based on our expertise. But we want AI to do this for us. AI to do this for us. So to include product recommendations with the ratings and reviews that we produce with the occupants on real time. What's the process? So with the user-centric approach, users are in the middle. We collect information through QR codes placed on every workstation. With this information, we analyze it and evaluate it. We make design suggestions. The spaces are in the best case transformed, but not all of them, only certain things that have bad ratings and reviews over time. And this is a constant loop. We believe in continuous design improvement. So we make a space, we have a space, an office space, we make it better, and we can make it even better. Exactly.
Really quick change. I'm presenting you the team. We have a fully equipped team. We have scientists, we have developers, we have architects, we have all these guys included and developing also the AI in future. Really short about the competitors and also the market. We are a niche player. In Germany alone, we have a workspace automation market of 59 billion euros. And if we go to the inner architecture market, we are on 10 billion euros, more or less. So it's quite a big market there, and we are situated as a niche player here. What's our growth forecast for the next steps? At the moment, in the pilot phase, we already earned 120,000 euros with 6 clients, so it's a proven concept. It's fully working product and also real clients, real revenue, and actual forecasting CAGR, as you can see, is quite big due to the fact that the market is also really, really big. How is our sales strategy? We have 2 direct and indirect. We will collaborate with agencies or inner architecture bureaus. We have 2 cooperation pitches already in place. We have 1 signed cooperation. On the other side, we have quite a lot of leads and cold leads, and of course, our existing clients, which were there from the pilot phase ever since. What are our next steps and milestones? As I told you, we earned already 120,000. Now in Q1, we got credit from the state or government in Germany. We are going for NRW, so-called NRW scholarship. And the next steps will be also working with sales agencies, employing first people, develop also the further AI segments, start marketing campaigns, also make signatures with official partners and corporations, and most probably reaching 150,000 in revenue. 2027 Q4 reaching 1 million, and also 2028 stabilizing everything, searching for the first seed investment, and also expanding into other countries. So that's about Spatial AI. You're more than welcome to ask your questions. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you. I'm resetting the timer to 3 minutes. And now, are there any questions from?
Yeah, so are you all essentially marketing yourselves as a new type of interior design company?
Literally, we will disrupt actually the whole interior design and architectural actual market as it's been now known till now. Yes.
For office spaces.
For office spaces as a nucleus. Yes.
Okay. My follow on to that is you mentioned like collecting the data to do kind of continuous improvements on office spaces. In my experience, who cares about that? I mean, I know the employees want to have better spaces, but what incentivizes the employers or whoever's signing the checks to improve them?
A really, really good question. Actually, our personas within companies are facility managers, like HR for sure, and also management. And why management? Because we are able at the moment to calculate specifically your loss within your not optimized office space. So for a fact, there will be shown that due to the fact that people are not working well in the environment, they are losing time, they are losing money. And the typical example we give there is your example, Brandon. You go to the office and you should make the, I don't know, monthly revenue forecasting as an example. You have 8 hours for that. And you go in and you feel like the climate is really cold. You can't concentrate. So a typical move is check out how you can optimize it. So instead of 8 hours of work, you're concentrating maybe half an hour already in topics you shouldn't. And that half an hour costs the company money. And that's what we are able to aim. We can calculate that. And that's a literal USP for every people which would buy us.
I really like your idea. How would you satisfy everybody within the office? Say you have 20 people in the same office and everybody has a different preference.
That's also a really good question. We are measuring satisfaction until now with two different scales. The one is a net promoter score and the other one is a regular Likert scale. And what we aim is a 7 out of 10 at least. So we're not aiming for 10 out of 10 because it's impossible to get everybody satisfied to their 100%. But we're satisfied when we already see we are achieving a 70% satisfaction with the different items in the space. If we see that that's going towards negative numbers, so 7 or below, and there's a lot of people telling us the same thing, then we can make a choice and we can decide based on this data if we want to improve it or leave it for a couple of months more. It depends on the company and their decisions and strategic allocation of budget for this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. One last question.
Of course.
So like, is there any otherwise? That was the timer. By the way, we're like so good in time. I really appreciate that. It's like really great. Thank you, Spatial AI. And
you,
the
guys.
next team is also like from Munich. And for the judges, as always, that's working really, really well. Please do your rubric and the assessment. That would be great. So like next team is coming up, and I hope the description is now right. So Robert E. So Robert E. from the Munich University of Applied Science automates the grinding and polishing of complex metal tools using AI, which is safer, smarter, and more efficient. Robert E., you are there. That's great.
Yeah, I'm here. I hope you can hear me.
Can hear you. That's very
Perfect.
for the judges to do the assessment. I already see like one responses, but maybe more seconds, and we wait for who's missing there. Very good. And Philip is still doing his rubric. But it's fine to wait. Okay, so you are ready to go. Slide
Okay.
there. So once you start talking, I will let the timer start. Then the stage is yours.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hello and welcome. My name is Lucas. I'm one of the founders of Robot Industrial. Today, I'm going to show you how we use AI and robotics to automate one of the last major manual processes in production. So this is what it looks like in many factories today. The baby boomer generation is increasingly retiring. Young talents hardly in sight, and if so, then rarely with the necessary qualification for specialized jobs. The demand for skilled workers is huge, but there is a shortage of people. The pressure is growing dramatically, especially in the manufacturing sector. The number of unfilled positions is rising, machines are standing idle, and delivery dates are uncertain. To counteract this, many simple repetitive tasks have been replaced by classic industrial robotics in recent years. But what happens to processes that are so complex, so sensitive, or so individual that they simply could not be automated until now? This precisely the question that has been preoccupying engineers in the industry for years. In certain areas, conventional robots and simple programming are no longer sufficient. These are work processes that were created by humans for humans, often perfected over decades. This is where previous automation efforts have regularly failed. A prime example is the finishing of pressing tools. What are pressing tools? Pressing tools are used to pressing very large body parts, like you see on the right side of the slide. They are weighing several tons and are used by car manufacturers and trucks manufacturers. These tools are first milled on CNC machines. Sorry, it's very technical, but then comes the critical part, is the manual step. It's the last step before the pressing tool is going to the press. And this step is necessary to remove these milling marks with by hand. So it's like today they are doing this by hand for each individual tool. The effort involved is enormous. This final step accounts for up to 7% of the total costs of a tool. So in Germany alone, there are personal costs for amounts around hundreds of millions of euros. Sorry. Added to this are health risk for the workers, bad movements, poor economics, noise pollution, and even in this field, the shortage of skilled workers. So we at Robot E Industrial developed a solution precisely to address this problem, an intelligent robot cell that automates this manual grinding job. Our solution is based on sophisticated interaction of several AI components. So we have an AI-supported path planning. So it's the brain of the whole system, which analyzes geometries and generates optimal grinding paths for the robot. Second, we have an AI-based optical roughness evaluation. It's like the eye of the robot, and it monitors surface quality in real time. And last but not least, we have our patent pending end effectors. These are the hands of the whole system or of the robots, especially developed tools that precisely machine even difficult free-form geometries. So the result is we reduce personnel costs by 30% and also reduce the process time by around 20%. So with this whole plan, we automate a process that could not be previously automated yet. So Robot E is not just an idea on a paper. It's a spin-off from a research project of the Munich University of Applied Science. So in 2024 and 2025, we filed several process-relevant patents to secure our technological position. In June 2025, we will present our functional prototype for the first time at the Automatica in Munich. That's still a leading international trade fair for robotics. For this reason, you will only see CD images in this pitch. And yeah, it's like the big product launch. Immediately afterwards, we will start intense pilot projects with a major German car manufacturer. And the feedback from the industry is clear. This is exactly the solution they are waiting for this kind of field. So behind of Robot E is a 20-person strong team from the fields of robotics, AI, mechanical engineering, and automation technology. Founded in 2023, we currently operate from 2 locations in Munich, and we combine industrial experience with a close connection to the research part and are ready to take the next step to the market launch and scaling. Yeah, if you have any questions or want to have a free ticket for the Automatica fair, please contact me. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thank you so much. I will set the timer again for 3 minutes, and we look forward to the questions from the jury.
Very interesting talk. So your revenue will come from planning these manufacturing pipelines.
We are planning and building these machines. So they are machines. They are using them to grind these pressing tools.
I wish I understood a little bit better the this kind of final step from coming off the machine and then this grinding process. Because intuitively it seems like couldn't you just do maybe a more refined finishing pass on the tooling, or possibly integrate this end effector that you're talking about into the existing CNC machine and tooling to do this final finishing process?
So the problem is with these CNC machines, they are very big. For these big pressing tools, they can be like 5 meter to 2 meter wide. So they're very big, and these kind of big CNC machines have a too high paid or are too expensive per hour. And so we try to build a cheaper robotic cell. You have seen, and that's a way cheaper to use this kind of plan instead of using these CNC machine with our end effector.
Okay.
I'm wondering, so who would be your customer? And as a follow-up, how would you acquire them?
So customers are every car manufacturer on the world, like Audi, BMW, Mercedes. So they're the typical German car manufacturers. So others, this is the first step for us to get these German customers or these German car manufacturers. And one of them, we are doing a pilot project now. And yeah, this field is very specific. It's like it's niche, and a lot of marketing not gonna help. So we have a good network to car manufacturers, and it's a lot of contacts and networking to get the right person in these tool manufacturer or in this car manufacturer.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I may have missed it, but how many automotive manufacturers have you talked about this problem with?
At the moment, with 4, and with 2 of them, we have letter of intent. And one with them, we are doing now the pilot test.
Great. So that was the timer. So and we're still like right on time. So therefore, I would proceed with our agenda. Thank you so much. Really interesting. And now we go across the ocean again, and welcoming 5005 from Penn State University. 5005 is a social media agency creating organic short form content for athletes, artists, and influencers. Are you around? Where is?
Hello, right here. Pull up my screen here.
Danny, there you are. Great. So welcome. If you like, share your screen.
Sure.
Would be awesome. And for the judges, I will check how many of you have already voted. That is looking good so far. So that. So yeah, start this mode. Great. So, and I will set the timer to 5 minutes. And as with the others, time starts once you are start talking. Stage is yours. Welcome.
Thank you. All right. So you remember how growing up, we always had a new dream job every single day? Well, for me, that kind of mindset never ended. And I always wanted to be 3 main things: an artist, an athlete, and an influencer. And now I know you're thinking these are all vastly different things, but they all had one thing in common. And that was that I documented all of them on social media. And this was my entire life. I'd, come home from school, do my homework because my mom made me, and then I'd go and create videos on social media. And this was my life. It's what I did every single day. And that's until the age of 17 when I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And that meant I could no longer pursue these passions in the same way. But I was determined to stay involved, so I started a podcast where I interviewed these artists, athletes, and influencers, and I found a ton of success. I was starting to reach out to much bigger people and continue to work with bigger and bigger celebrities, and that allowed me to achieve my own dreams in these very same categories. I was able to work with massive influencers, open for huge artists, work with some of the biggest athletes in the world, and it honestly felt incredible. And as my success grew, so did the requests from help from friends, family, and anybody else who wanted to grow on social media. Now, after talking to about 50 of these people, I noticed something. They consistently lack time and knowledge to succeed on social media. So I thought, what if I could bridge this gap and turn my passion into something that was profitable? And then I created 5 South 5 this past year, named after the room I was hospitalized, to show that every setback is a setup for something greater. Now, Goldman Sachs reported that there are 50 million global content creators growing at an average rate of 20% annually. The caveat, only 10% of them have over 10,000 followers, and it takes an average of 6.5 months to get their first dollar on social media. At this point, the biggest players in the game already have a proven formula for success, and some of the biggest creators have hundreds of millions of followers, making it virtually impossible to compete with them at a ground level from scratch. But what if you had 8 years of industry time, knowledge, experience, and success at your fingertips, and you could achieve these in a fraction of the time? Well, that's exactly where we come in. We offer 5 core services in 3 core areas. We create, we strategize, and we manage. And to put that simply, we can give you video ideas, we can make videos for you, and/or we can post them to your pages. We offer 3 main packages to start off, but I'm often very quick I'm also often very flexible, excuse me, and I am able to tailor all of these according to your needs so you get the exact value that you want out of this product. And to be honest, we've had some incredible success. I'm very, very proud to share that we've worked with over 30 paying clients, helping them get over 30 million total views and 1.3 million new followers added to their account. I've been able to work with Olympic gymnasts and NFL athletes. I've been able to create content for them. I was able to have a 23 million impression campaign with a DJ, helping them score some major brand deals, which I'll talk about in a bit. And I've been able to help influencers gain hundreds of thousands of impressions off of videos that I've helped strategize, create, and even star in. On top of that, I like to give back. So I've been providing my services pro bono to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, as well as the Eagles Autism Foundation, with plans to continue that in the very near future. But what's the point of all these results if they're not yielding anything in real life? You see, that's exactly what I do. I turn social media impressions into real life results that truly impact the outside world. To me, that looks like getting bigger in-person events for my clients at bigger venues, or even throwing shows myself with major label artists. That means getting them endorsement deals with some of the biggest companies in the world and getting exclusive access to some of the biggest events and festivals on earth. And that also means getting national news coverage at some major news outlets. Now, I bet you're wondering, how do you do this on your own? And the truth is, I thought about that until a couple months ago when I was able to expand my team. So now I have an outreach, sales, execution, distribution. At this point, I have a seamless process that allows me to be able to provide the best value for my product and also to be able to focus on exactly what I'm doing. So I don't have to do outreach. I don't have to do sales. I don't have to distribute everything. I can just execute on what I know best. And so that's social media. And that allows me to give more to my clients. Now, right now, we've been able to do some incredible things. Excuse me, I'm talking really fast. We've been able to get $15,000 within our first 10 months, and we are on track to consistently grow year over year past 2028. Now, for the next 3 months, I'm very confident that I'll be able to have a very successful 3 months. So right now, I'm actually based in London, England. I'm originally from America, and our biggest client right now is Pion. We are working with them to help create content for their youth marketing summit, which is going to be the biggest marketing summit in the world. I will also be speaking at that. So we're creating a content calendar right now. We're figuring out a rollout plan, and I also hope to gain another client while we're there. In July, we will be creating all that content after the conference. We will be just steamrolling on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever you name it. We'll be continuing to outreach to clients in the UK through my team. We'll continue to refine that process and make it even more seamless than it already is, if that's even possible. And then we will hopefully have one more UK client. Lastly, in August, I want to start posting daily on my current platform, my personal platform, and the company platform, so I can kind of share my results and share these case studies with the world, as I've kind of been doing. But I want to be very intentional with that, and I want to continue to execute that a little more. I want to have tons of case studies I'm able to share with the world. I also would like to bring on 4 new employees. So to me, that looks like 2 more outreach personnel and 2 editors. And then hopefully in September or October, I have a trip to Germany, which would be really cool. At 5 South 5, we're opening the doors for the creators of tomorrow, and you have the key. Thank you.
Great. That was right on time, Danny. And with that, I set the timer to 3 minutes again. And the stage is open for questions from the jury.
Hey, can you clarify what the AI component in all of this is again?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, as we all know, AI has been growing rapidly. Actually, might reshare my screen. Is that all right if I reshare my screen?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, it's like 3 minutes or 3 minutes, so hurry up.
Yeah. So AI is actually a very important thing. I think that it's important to make a fine line because it can't be all human. I understand that because it's growing so rapidly, but it also can't be all AI because I truly think that there's some things that AI is able to replicate that humans can. There's things that humans can do that AI cannot replicate. I don't think AI will ever be able to have an emotional capacity. They don't have a conscience. They don't have morality. They don't know right or wrong. They can't really tell a story with emotion that's truly from the heart. That's something, that only humans can do. But granted, I can't, create a script like that in 5 seconds. That's something that AI can do. AI has speed and efficiency. We more have emotions and authenticity. AI is able to generate and repeat processes that have clearly worked time and time again, and we can just continue to feed it and refine that process. But I think you can't outpace it, so you have to grow with it and collaborate with it. So I use it as a tool and almost as a teammate, and it's really helped me refine my processes, become a lot more efficient, and honestly, just scale my business in an amazing way.
Yeah, so are you developing like a specific AI tool that's going to be protectable that you're going to be able to, kind of maybe sell as an exit strategy at some point? Because a lot of this seems like it's based off of your personal brand and personal social media content.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely in contact. It's funny. I was actually getting coffee with a friend last week, and he was kind of discussing, some ideas or something like that. And it kind of got me thinking about, do I want to create some sort of AI platform that helps to refine content strategies? You can upload the video, and you're able to, have AI go through it, maybe re-edit it, suggest things to improve it. I think in the near future, maybe in the next year or so, that's absolutely something I would love to do. But I would love to be able to continue to refine my processes organically so I can continue to teach the AI how to improve that and see what goes from there.
Right. Any more questions? Okay. So otherwise, we will use the time to stay on track with our schedule. Thank you, Danny. Great to meet you. And the next team is joining us live here on site. Let's bring them in. So there they are. So this this is Dabo. Please, everybody, come on stage. I'll leave my little desk here. Dabo is a team that's also currently with the Startup Incubator Berlin. And you guys are developing an AI native procurement intelligence agent that help corporate buyers to identify cost drivers and negotiation levels. So that's really interesting. And maybe let's wait a little more so the jury can make their voting for the previous team. We have a look how many have already voted. So let's have a look. Oh, that's looking almost good. So yeah, everybody has voted yet. So the stage is yours. You have 5 minutes to present Delvo. You are already sharing the screen, which is great. And our start timer, once you start talking and leave the stage. So
then let's go. So first of all, thank you so much for having us. We're the team that's building Delvo, and Mavi mentioned it's an important topic that we're working on, and I think if you open the newspapers or read the news headlines today or yesterday, or if you'll read it tomorrow, what you will definitely see is that global supply chains at the moment are completely disrupted and are being renegotiated literally every single day. And Darius and myself, we used to work as procurement consultants for the past 7-8 years at PwC, and we supported global companies, automotive manufacturers, and across all industries, procurement teams in getting basically better deals with their suppliers. We supported them with capacity and expertise and got them additional savings. And it really bothered us that it always took so much time to prepare these supply negotiations. When a company like BMW is negotiating their supplier for brakes or wheels, it takes literally months or years, and it goes so much preparation into these big negotiations. And nobody really focused on the mid and smaller negotiations. So we teamed up together with Jonas, who worked as an AI engineer and venture builder at McKinsey, and thought, hey, how can we make this smarter and how can we automate this process? Because what's super important to know is that BMW makes like roughly 160 billion in revenue, and from that they spend 60 billion towards their 90 billion, sorry, towards their suppliers. That's roughly 60%. That's just a tremendous amount. And if you look at that spend, from that 20% is like tail spend, office supplies that are literally just being ordered via Amazon Business. 10% is shiftable, where you can actually shift suppliers, but the rest, 70%, is locked in because the automotive manufacturer cannot just change the supplier of their brakes without like years of qualification processes. But these deals are still being renegotiated every single day. And why did we give them additional savings? Why did we have the impact of 10% EBIT effective savings? Is because what you see here, the supplier and category intelligence, we spent so much time really understanding the market, the suppliers, the cost drivers, and it was literally bothering us. So we decided, hey, there must be a better way. And we decided, let's build an AI-powered engine with different agents for all these capabilities to just automate it and make it much smarter and more impactful.
Yeah, and that's what we spent the last couple of weeks or months even doing, to put this vision into action and to develop Delvo, the AI agent, which is now in the hand of actual buyers using it. And when they sign into the platform every day in the morning, they see what's going on, what negotiation is up, and they see here the supplier. They can go into the supplier and see all the information we collected as Delvo. But even more importantly, they can just say, hey, the negotiation is coming up. Please provide me with an assessment, an analysis, and not only that, but gather everything, put it into perspective, and develop fact-based targets, levers, strategies, etc. So something that can really be used effectively in a negotiation. We have this in use, and the feedback is outstanding. Instead of 20+ hours that it usually takes, they have a really good version in less than 5 minutes. And they tell us they have ideas from that levers that they otherwise wouldn't have gotten. So that's how they are able to get 10% additional savings above what they thought is possible. Just this morning, we talked to a pilot user where the pilot is coming to an end, and he's literally afraid that the pilot is ending and we're taking this away from him.
So also looking at the sneak peek of our clients that we do pilots with, one big client is, for example, OMV, the biggest company in Austria, our oil company. So we're doing a very successful pilot with. We had like a very deep dive, good workshop today in the morning, actually. You can also see some other of those companies that we're dealing with on that slide, some in active pilots and some in regular talks. And now we want to step back from, we want to go further than the pilots and actually make real ARR revenue. And we plan like early next year to also reach 1 million in ARR. And we are very confident to reach that because our ACVs are quite high and we build a very complex solution for complex companies. So we're dealing with very big companies that are also charged from like other providers that we know of the market, like category intelligence providers and analytics providers for well over 100,000 K. On our roadmap is of course like the pilot execution and like going in the rollout with our existing clients, but we want to do more outreach because we are currently dealing with our existing relationships that we have from consulting. Now we want to acquire more. We will also want to acquire companies internationally, also in the US. We see lots of our competitors going, especially in that market. And that's one of our core priorities, and also strengthening the team.
Exactly. And the team, that's not just us with the software engineering and procurement consulting expertise with a strong network amongst procurement leaders, but that's also additional engineers, and Raphael, who's joining us soon, and Jacek, who's part of our advisory board with a 20-year-long track record in that business. So we're really excited about the future of procurement, and yeah, looking forward to your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Delvo. I will set the timer to 3 minutes, and looking forward for the questions from the jury.
Who are your current competitors? Or do you have any?
Yeah, that's actually a very, very good question. So it's actually mainly, on the one hand, you could say it's procurement consultancies with a traditional consulting model. It's Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Power BI. That's how most companies are actually preparing their supply negotiations, if they at all can allocate time to doing that and not just jump to that right away without any solid preparation. But on the other hand, the slide that we've seen from Darius that he showed was really centered around individual solutions that just focus on individual parts of our product portfolio for internal spend analytics, for example, for external market intelligence and category insights for different industries. But there's actually not one really truly AI-powered agentic solution that covers all of that for the clients we are currently engaged with.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it possible to ask as a participant or not?
So let's have the stage first for the jury, but then of course, any other questions from the jury here?
So you, for procurement, you mean companies would search for specific service or specific product via your software?
Not the search part, like a company like DWIH, because we've had that example, spends like more than 90 billion towards their suppliers for millions of parts, more than 100,000 suppliers, definitely. And these are in their existing supplier base, and they have an existing relationship with these suppliers, but still, of course, negotiate price, negotiate delivery terms where it's crucial about resilience, especially during the COVID pandemic, now during the Ukraine war. Suddenly your supplier from Ukraine cannot deliver anymore to your manufacturing plant in Munich or Stuttgart or Wolfsburg here in Germany, or in the U.S. as well. And this is what we are focusing on, these individual negotiations with existing suppliers.
Sure. As you, I'm sure, know, up to a certain number, a certain amount of money, you have to search for suppliers either worldwide or within the EC. Can your software do this?
Yeah, partially it can that, especially around the existing supplier base and identify bundling potentials. But what we've seen in the beginning is that most companies actually have these rules and they go into their procurement board committees and they have to be approved and they tell them, go search for different suppliers. But in like literally 70% of the cases, they are locked in, and 70% is being nice. And for more companies, especially industrial manufacturing companies, they are so locked in because most often suppliers own the IP and tooling and everything related to that. But so we search for suppliers, but a huge use case is actually dealing with the existing ones. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, so like respecting the time, and that everybody was like given 3 minutes, I would leave it like that and not like open the stage for further questions from other teams. Thank you so much. And you are actually the last one that we were like seeing today. What is now happening? Please come, or like you can join us later here, and also like bring Zeno. Because now,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Because now we'll create a breakout room for the jury in order to have like a little deliberation about like who is going where, either the US or like visiting us here in Germany. And in the meantime, Patricia is taking over the stage here and tell us a little bit more about like, or like having the opportunity in order to let also like the awesome partners from us tell a bit more about their programs and what they actually do. So therefore I will leave the stage, but Patricia is taking over, right? Where is she?
Yes. Thank you so much. This was really amazing to watch. I'm always astonished by the different forms and shapes this entrepreneurial creativity takes. And I wouldn't know if I were a judge what is happening now or who's my favorite. But fortunately, I'm not in that situation. So congratulations to all the teams for now. Later, we will announce who is gonna go to the other side, who's gonna go across the ocean, and for whatever questions arise about that, if you ever want to be connected all across, always feel free to email me, to message me. My job literally is to connect transatlantically in the UAS7 office here in New York. So I wanted, so you got a little sense of who is U.A.S. seven large German universities of applied sciences. In total, it's a network of 110,000 students. And we have entrepreneurship and startups and this type of creativity deeply woven into our institutions. And so this is one way how we connect very well with U.S. And also Canadian partners here who are similarly spirited. And I wanted to give a chance to some of our partners who are here today to talk a little bit about their centers, universities, and ventures. And in particular, I'm aware that Chuck from the Close School of Entrepreneurship is probably here. I don't see everyone on the screen here. Jamie Donnell from Penn State. I know that Pavlina is here from the Strascheg Center. And I'll see more people as we go along, I'm sure. So I wanted to ask you three for now. How is entrepreneurship and startup culture woven into the fabric of your universities? How does that feature? How does that come out through your role or institutionally? Whatever you want to share, I assume we have something like 5 to 10 minutes to talk about that in total. Who wants to start?
Patricia, Chuck here. I'm happy to jump in if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And first of all, Patricia, thank you for hosting this and putting this together. It's been wonderful working with you. Congrats to all the startups. Very impressive pitches today. So well done. And well done handling the Q&A, which is oftentimes the hardest part. So Drexel University, we're based in Philadelphia here in the United States. Pretty uniquely, we 12 years ago created a school dedicated to entrepreneurship. So we more or less took entrepreneurship out of business school and made a school just focused and dedicated to entrepreneurship. We're a degree granting school, so we have undergraduate degrees and graduate degrees, and we focus on helping students develop a very strong entrepreneurial mindset as much as we do teach the process of entrepreneurship, the typical building blocks of how to start a company and scale it and so forth. So we're really proud of what we built. That curriculum extends across universities. Students can minor in entrepreneurship, they can do concentrations in entrepreneurship, and we give them a variety of ways to participate with us, including more technology-based ventures, which you heard our team today, which is Raptor, very tech-focused because Drexel is a very strong engineering school. But we also put a very heavy emphasis on social entrepreneurship. We're increasingly focusing on helping students get into venture curriculum, which is really exciting. So we get to experiment and dabble and try a bunch of things, being very entrepreneurial, which is sometimes hard in a university. I'm sure as my university peers know that innovation inside the four walls of the university isn't always that easy, but we've done a really good job with that. And then we supplement or complement that with a very strong co-curricular program that again is open to all students and extends across the university. Patricia has been in our space, so we have about 3,000 square feet of space that operates as an incubator with a lot of the typical things you would find in terms of mentorship programs, competitive funding programs, other programs and events that we put on to help students that even if they've never been in an entrepreneurship or business class, that we can help develop them and help them try to figure out while they're here with us whether or not they have something that could be viable in the market. We're just uniquely blessed in terms of having the resources and the support of the university to do some really, really interesting things. And we're, despite the headwinds in higher education, still very bullish on entrepreneurship and making entrepreneurship a focus inside universities, inside higher education. So that's a little bit about Drexel and the work that we do here and we've done over the past dozen or so years since we created the school.
Wonderful. It's great working with you, Chuck, at the Close School for Entrepreneurship in Drexel. I see we also, Jens Wortmann from Münster, TFH Münster, also joined us. We are briefly talking about how entrepreneurship and startup culture is featuring in our universities, how it's woven into our institutions. Who wants to go next? Pavlina, Jamie, or Jens?
Yeah, I can go. I don't know. I can go next. I hope you can hear me well.
Please, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So first and foremost, thank you, Patricia, for organizing all of this. I think it was a great pitch festival. It gave us a little bit of insight into the amazing innovation landscape across really Germany and the US. And so congratulations also to the team. So whoever is the winning team tonight on the US side, I'll be happy to welcome you here in Munich, and hopefully you'll get the best out of it. Just to give you a bit of an idea what SA is, we are working for already 22 years. So we are working closely together with the University of Applied Sciences in Munich, which is this year was the most entrepreneurial university in Germany, because it's really part of not only our work, how do we work with founders, but really it's entrepreneurship starts from the education. We started working already 15 years ago, setting up programs across the university where the different disciplines come together. So it's very common that even in our educational programs, we have more than 6 or 7 disciplines really working together, developing solutions on whatever type of a problem they come across. But we also work very closely with the regional ecosystem. So it's quite important for our incubator, from which also David and Lucas are coming from, that we bring them in contact, not just with the funding agencies, that we provide them industry expertise and mentorship, but also that they have a contact to companies, to their potential first customers, to their co-creators. Germany and Munich especially, it's a very B2B oriented market. So rather than thinking of who is my first investor, we like to think who is your first customer and trying to get really traction. But since recently, maybe some 5 years ago, we have also opened up our incubator to international startups. So it's not just supporting the regional founders and the alumni that are really coming out of the school, but it's really also opening it up to our network of partners, because we really believe that co-creation can also work across the regions, so that potentially maybe your first customer might not be from your local community. And I think this is really an amazing thing that we can do with the partners to provide the founders assets and resources and also knowledge, which potentially our ecosystem doesn't have or is not best at it. So this is something that we really do. It's part of our DNA. So we breed entrepreneurship. That's how I would say. And I'm really happy that today you had a chance to see 2 of our founders who are really committed not just to creating value for the users, but also really for the community. Yeah, I'm really blessed to have seen all of the amazing ideas tonight. So I look forward to hearing who are the winners, but do bear in mind, I think you all did an amazing job, and it's really it's just first among the equals tonight coming out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Pavlina. Jamie?
Yes, hello. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. Guten Abend to all of you in Germany. My name is Jamie Darnell, and I'm the director of our minor in entrepreneurship and innovation at Penn State. So this is a university-wide program to all of the campuses, not just our University Park campus, and all of the colleges. So similar to kind of like the Drexel idea that we wanted it accessible to a lot of different students. It's housed in the provost's office, so no individual college owns this program. Now, the individual colleges do also have some of their own programs, like in the business college where I'm a faculty member. We have a entrepreneurship major as well. We have an entrepreneurship center there. But the entrepreneurship minor one is the one that I'm most directly affiliated with and kind of is one of our bigger programs. So like in the past 10-ish years, we've had about 10,000 students come through the program from about 120 different majors. So students of a variety of backgrounds. So we're very proud of that. Also, Penn State has a sort of a community-facing arm and incubator arm. So that's called Invent Penn State, if you might have heard about that. And they have these what are called launch boxes, which are kind of like incubators around some different cities in the state where we have Penn State campuses. So it's very woven entrepreneurship into our methods. Really, our previous president at the university really was a big supporter of entrepreneurship. And so that's when a lot of these initiatives got started and well funded. And so we're kind of ensconced now. And so we're still doing well as well, even though there's some, again, troubles in higher ed and academia. So that's about it. And we're trying to get more involved in entrepreneurship internationally. I know that's kind of the next question. So I'll hold off on that for now.
Thanks, Jamie. The winners are actually already clear. So I'll give the stage briefly to Jens from Münster, and then we will have to table our exchange on the entrepreneurial phase of this for another time.
Yeah, so hello everyone from Münster. My name is Jens. I'm head of entrepreneurship at THFA Münster. We are the transfer agency of the University of Applied Science here in Münster. We support up to 250 students each year to create a startup, and we have up to 50 startups a year which spin off from our university. We are a central agency for all faculties of the university. We are not affiliated to teaching, but we are a separate unit really focusing on offering consultancy, offering grant funding support, offering investor relations for all our student teams. And we also work together with the University of Münster, which is, as some of my colleagues in Germany may know, pretty hard to work successful between University of Applied Science and a so-called normal university, because we differ in many issues, but that's something that works pretty well in Münster. So together we can create up to 150 startups, university-based startups a year here in Münster, and that's our main goal every year. And so feel free to contact us. And short news, we have won a grant, so we will be able to offer grants to our students and students from partner universities for the international participation in entrepreneurship seminars. So we can pay accommodation and travel costs for students from our partner universities all over the world within the next 3 years. So if you would like to join an entrepreneurship seminar here in Münster, feel free to contact me.
Excellent. Well, as I said, if you ever want to get in touch with any of the people, feel free to reach out to me and I'll connect you and all across. With this, I know the judges are back and Marvin has some information of what's going on.
That's right, but I mean, as you did the infomercial or like the commercial break, maybe like I also join you saying like a little bit about what we actually do. So like, I mean, we are the Entrepreneurship Center of the Berlin School of Economics and Law, but like all our work is also like not that much involved with teaching unless we have a lot of students around that are visiting our startups. And also like our incubator is not located at the campus of HWI, so we have like our own space. One of them is like what I'm like currently standing in. So like we provide like not only co-working space, not only like this creative or like workspace, but also like labs, such as like this is our media or video lab, what we're like currently standing in. But in the basement we also have a prototyping lab, so like for all those startups that want to build a physical prototype, we also can help with that. And in addition to that, and like the two teams that were joining us today, they receive a scholarship from us, which is like the Berlin Startup Scholarship, and another branch which is called the Berlin Startup Scholarship Women, helping the guys truly focus on their business rather than having a big side hustle. And yeah, so like that's what we actually do. And with that is my transition, because like I had a great session with our judges, and I'm so thankful and really appreciate that all of you have taken the time to stay here with us and hear about the startups. And I also said it like in the deliberation room, but also like here again. So like, I mean, we only can choose like 2 teams for each, or like 1 team per side. That's unfortunate, but luckily we found at least 2, and it was in the end, as always, a close call. But if you want to stay like in touch and connect, so like everybody from the other startups, I know there was like one question, so like please reach out, add yourself on LinkedIn, also like all the judges. I guess that's a great opportunity to have like this connection transatlantic wise. So that's really great. So we found like 2 teams that are going like across the ocean. Is Paulina still around? Because then I would like to tell, because you were the one who's like organizing this great reward for the American team to join us at Bits and Pretzels. Maybe you can have like a little more words of what that actually is. So
Yeah, thank you. I hope you can still hear me. As you see, I'm moving a little bit, so it might be complex with my voice, but okay. So we are hosting, or we are part of course, Bits and Pretzels, which is Startup Summit in Munich, that it's happening end of September. And it also coincides with one of the biggest events that probably most of you know, and that is the Oktoberfest. So coming to Munich will be your opportunity to actually present your idea, to stay also and meet the founders here in Munich, but also to meet a larger German and European community of founders, companies and investors. And so I'm really, really looking forward, whoever is the winning team. I will help you in the process, also coming to Germany, and really stay with you and host you for those couple of days.
And the team should get like some lederhosen and a dirndl, I guess. So like
Exactly.
So that's something you might also can have with
exactly, and a couple of beers. I know.
Great.
And on behalf of UAS7, I know that the other incubators and startup centers in Berlin and Münster would also be happy to host.
Yeah, so like that's the other thing. So like if you, and I know like which team is coming to Germany, of course, there are like good flights to Berlin, and they're great, as Pavlina is like demonstrating train connection to Munich, or the other way around. So that's something you should consider, to have like a multi-stop, and also like, of course, I mean like the other great places in Germany. So, and Patricia, you know the most about the STEP U.S.A. program. So like maybe you can also like tell us a little more about like what's actually happening there.
Yeah, the STEP U.S.A. University program is a 3-day program for German university startups and spin-offs that want to scale their business in the United States. It's coordinated and organized and hosted jointly by the German-American Chamber of Commerce here in New York and the DWIH, the German Center for Research and Innovation in New York, both of whom we are working closely with in general, with the UAS7 office here. It's a 3-day program. I'm looking for the dates right now. Usually you have to compete to get into it. I'll give you the dates in a second, but the team we are choosing today, the German team we are choosing today, they can go for 3 days. They'll be supported partly with the travel fund to to take part in this 3-day exposure to the American innovation landscape, how to get into it, what does it look like, what do you have to do if you want to make your business ready for the US market? Does it make sense to do that? Who's involved? And so you'll get a great chance to talk to many different people here who will be able to help you along in your journey.
Great. So really looking forward to it. And I guess Ian, because like it's the 3rd time we're sending teams to New York, will also like be happy to meet the guys as he did in the previous year. So that's great. Okay, so like do not want to extend this here like any further. So let's start with the American team, and by far they have reached the highest score, which is, and I guess it's like great to have you guys here, because like we know that there are like some challenges we are facing in Europe, and it's like a great opportunity to come around, also like to mingle with European founders. So the team that has like reached the highest scoring pound from not only from the US but overall is Raptor Defense Company. So please join us on the more or less virtual stage. Are you still around?
Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I would like to say a few words. Obviously, thank you for hosting this. Thank you to Dean Sacco for inviting us for this opportunity. It's obviously amazing. We look forward to Bits and Pretzels and connecting and networking and whatever that may bring us. Then, of course, the cultural excursion out to Oktoberfest on the 3rd day. That I don't think anyone would ever complain about that. So we look forward to meeting whoever we may meet in Germany. Hopefully we can make it out to Berlin and see you guys over at the School of Economics and Law. But to everyone and to the judges and to the other startups too, feel free to reach out to us and connect. Maybe I'll throw my LinkedIn in the chat if every other company wants to too. We can connect. And yeah, thank you.
Great. So like happy to welcome here. And please reach out. I also like to to organize everything in Munich, which is like a great startup hub, as so Berlin, but also Munich is like always, there's always like this competition between these two cities, and everybody here in the room is laughing. So, but like you have the opportunity to visit all of us, but also like, of course, Münster and Hamburg and wherever you want to go. So like we support you with that for sure. Great.
I
So
love the U.A.7 spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, so and Patricia is also like I guess supporting with that. So it's not only like on behalf of Berliner. So and I said like as in the introduction, I would be like, so like of course like how to frame it. So like I was like very competing on that until like Patricia, although we did this competition for the past 2 years only with startup from Startup Incubator Berlin, I would be also like I'm competitive enough, or we are competitive enough also like to have other teams, and so therefore that's totally okay, would have been totally okay for me, but I'm really happy that we again like have one team from HWR sending over, and in the end it was a close call, and in the deliberation room we said like we stick to the rubric, and as everybody has voted right after the pitch, so therefore congratulations to Delvo, who is like on the 2nd place in that competition. Therefore, like the first team from Germany, and we're really happy to send you over to take part in this DWIH program. So, would you like to join us here on the actual stage? Awesome. Thank you so much. So,
it's wonderful. Congratulations, Delvo. The program takes place November 10th to 12th, and please be in touch with me about everything.
Awesome. We'll block it in the calendar right away. And thanks, first of all, to you, Marvin, for putting together the incubator program, which really helped us a lot in progressing over the past couple of months. And we'll be very sad when we'll have to leave here quite soon. And so it's been really a great experience. And of course, I just said it before, I think also the other startups had amazing products and amazing pitches. So also kudos to you. And thanks to all the judges. And we're really looking forward to joining you in the US, as we have also, I think all of our current clients and hopefully potential future clients have at least one location in the US, and a couple already have reached out also from the US. So that will be an amazing experience, and we are really, really looking forward to that. So thanks.
Great. Thank you so much. And as I said, so like that's the U.S.A. spirit. So like I would also be as happy for a team from the network. So therefore, next year we will have it like the same setting. And if like then somebody else's wins, I'm totally fine with that. Unless I really like your pitch was like on the second place. So thank you so much for that, and also like thanks to everybody who was like involved with that. So like again, was great presentations. That's what we also said in the deliberation room. And again, so like I can highly encourage that you still mingle and connect online and keep this transatlantic connection. So thank you for everybody joining. Yeah, and also like, I mean, follow us everywhere, follow the others. So we will post this online. It's on the YouTube channel for everybody who wants to rewatch it. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Be in touch. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for hosting me.
You're so welcome.